What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconero Zone for a daily news video on another Sunday where we wrap up a week where, again, actually nothing happened. Like, nothing happened like so many weeks. I think besides the signing way out week, nothing really happened, like real moves. You can include the Arthur to Fiorentina thing, but other than that, it's been actually nothing this mercato, and it's Sunday. 2 weeks from now, we are playing Udinese. Actually, in half an hour, we are kicking off almost to play Udinese, and I don't have a feeling we're ready. Maybe for the Udinese game, perhaps, but going into the season, I don't have that feeling. But it potentially should be again potentially. But that's what Romeo said. A big week for selling players. That's what it is. Not signing, selling players. So we'll go over that because again, it's Monday now. It's the 7th almost, and if it's not happening this week, then when is it gonna happen actually? But yeah, let's get into it and let's talk about today's news. Okay, before I do that, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new, but especially like the video now. First bit of news, and it's not great news, but that's what I've said. If you're in the Discord members group and people who are, reach out to me so I can add you in because a lot of people are becoming members. I said it's going to be a painful week. And it started off with the Vlahovic thing. Now, I put the Tutto Sport news in, but I will talk about Di Marzio. No, I will talk about the Tutto Sport thing, but also about the Di Marzio thing. So the first thing Tutto Sport put out there is the classic PR spin from the club. I've seen it. We've seen it every single time. The club is trying to sell a player the fans want to keep. Here comes the PR spin. It happened with De Ligt. It happened with Vidal. I remember at the time. It happened with Cancelo. It's happening now with Vlahovic. So Tutto Sport are saying, Juve know what Dusan can offer, but at the same time, there's also too many doubts. Character, weaknesses, challenges in adapting tactically, and above all, the president and bothersome Populia, and he has been carrying for some time. Now, the injury, fine. You can worry about that. All the above is absolute bullshit the club is putting out there. Adapting tactically, man, he was scoring 20 plus goals for Fiorentina, and you are telling me he needs to adapt tactically. I've seen people say, the Lukaku thing is a good thing. I want a striker who can score 20 plus goals in Serie A. He was doing that. Like, he was doing that. Last season, injuries didn't help, obviously. But every single attacking player dies when he joins us ever since Allegri comes back. It's poor, it's horrible to watch, and it's below average, and I'm being nice. So now we're actually talking, or fans are saying they're falling for it, saying, I want Lukaku scores 20 plus goals in Serie A. So does Dusan. He did it twice in a season, But that's how things work, It didn't work out now, and people want, I won't say shiny new toy. It's not shiny, it's not new, and it's probably not fun to play with as well. But that's what's happening. The club is leaking that stuff because it happens every single time we sell a player. The fans want to keep. Excuse me, and that's it. Now to the Di Marzio update. He said, and it's not good because he said the fee we are commanding is actually dropping with every single day, basically, because we started off with 50. There are reports out there saying, it could be 30, it could be 20, whatever. Now, Di Marzio said the latest idea could involve adding additional bonuses that Juve would pay Chelsea if Lukaku's contribution helps us to win stuff, basically. He said if that were to happen, Chelsea would immediately provide the 80 million euros we are asking for Vlahovic. That's what we think he's worth. However, we will pay 50 million euros for Lukaku. Quick math, not going into valuations on the books, whatever. That's a 30 million difference. It will be a bigger difference it will be a different, difference for us on the books, probably as well for Chelsea. But that's what it is. Quick math, 30 million euros. We are paying Chelsea. We could potentially pay Chelsea 50 million euros for Romelu Lukaku, who's 30, who will be on almost 10 million euros a season, and who has a weird character when it goes to, you know, acting normal with the fans, with the media, whatever. And he has no sell-on value. That's what we are about to do, you know. That's not a good deal. Even if he smashes 20 goals, that's not a good deal because Vlahovic can do the same thing. He did it twice in a row, but people forget about that. And people forget that every single attacking player coming in this team looks terrible. Chiesa looked terrible for Allegri. He did. Milik doesn't look good. Morata looked crap. Di Maria looked crap. Keane, I don't want to talk about Keane actually. Vlahovic looked bad. Like, at what point are we going to stand still and be like, hold on, there's a coming team? Like, because those are not all bad players, you know? Maybe you don't rate them as much, but they're not scrubs. And still, these things are happening. But that's what it is. I've said it when the news came out. Chelsea are saying we don't really want him, and we are pushing because we need that value on the books. And they are in a situation where they want Lukaku out. I was like, our pants are gonna get pulled down here because Chelsea are in full control. We are pushing that deal. We are desperate. Chelsea are in complete control of this deal because we are that desperate to do this deal. Not Chelsea, but we. So that's not a good sign. But I said, you know, prepare for the week to come. It's not going to be a fun week. It's probably going to be a depressing week. What else this week? The winter could be done to Genoa, loan with an obligation if they stay in Serie A, apparently, for 10 million euros. Ake will go to Udinese. It's like sources are saying completely, you know, sold, which should be happening. Other sources are saying it could be a loan deal. Let's hope it's a sell. Miretti and Nicolucci could go to Salernitana. Giovanni is saying that Bologna and Frosinone are also interested in Miretti. I don't think Salernitana is a good move because they have so many midfielders. I don't get that. Gonzalez having his medical tomorrow. Everybody's expecting that he will go on loan to Salernitana as well. Strange. They're stacked at the back number-wise, so I don't get that move. Giovanni is saying, I'm not sure he's actually going to leave. We need to see. I think there's very little time to evaluate him. So I probably think he's going to leave on loan as well. What else? Sule, his agents are pushing him to take the move because they want him to play. But the club values him at 20. Feyenoord never really made that move. There's Leverkusen in the background, but nothing really moving. So let's see how that will go. But that's on sales. I'll put up 2 stories about players we are linked with again. There's from Gazzetta dello Sport, and that's for Diarra from Strasbourg. I've not seen him play once, so I needed to look up who he is. You know, I'm not gonna lie. He's defensive. He's a defensive midfielder. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He did that a couple of times. He's 19. I wrote it down. Let me see. He's 19. And he is a type of player that I will be more comfortable in signing rather than the following guy I will play or being linked with Freuler and all those guys. Players with no sell-on value and players, you know, you're going to pay as much as well and probably more in wages for what? To compete in Serie A? That midfield we have already is good enough to compete. Now it's time to build. And with little money, you need to find those little gems we can probably sell on in the future if they decide to leave. But the sport, that's from Gazzetta dello Sport. They're saying they want 30 to 50 million. Premier League teams are in for him. We try to offer Nicolucci and Nonge in that deal, which also is the worst type of news you can see. Nonge, like, he has great potential. Why would you do that? You know, wait, let's see if they will make it. You don't need to do that. Nicolucci, I get it. People like him. I'm not that high on him. Injuries, like, it is what it is. I think he's like 23 now or like 24. I think he's older than Vlahovic. Like, it's not going to happen. So I'm fine with that. But the Nonge thing, very strange behavior. But these are the type of deals I would rather do. Pay 50 million euros for that type of player. And again, I don't know much of him, but I'd rather do that than spend 50 million euros on 30-year-old Freuler, who is probably going to come in on almost 3 million euros a season. No sell-on value. Not going to add anything to this team. You know, I know that because I've seen him play. It's like, what? It's nothing special. It's a no for me. This, I could get behind. if it flops, it's not that big money. You probably get that back when you flip him to a Serie A team or a Bundesliga team, whatever. But in the situation we are, I'd rather do that than Freuler. Now, last bit of news, excuse me, it's from good sources from Sky Germany, is that we are in for Goretzka because he wants to leave, he wants to play. Again, Premier League teams for him, and we can potentially provide him a place in the team. I'm going to say this is not going to happen because I think he's a contract until 26, I think he is. So, and apparently they want close to 35 million. That's not going to happen at all. He can play as just a central midfielder. He can play a defensive and attacking midfielder as well. Like he's multifunctional, but I think he's 28 or 29, or he'll be 29 anytime soon, I guess, in a couple of months. It's a no for me. Wages, offer, like that's not what we should be doing. If we have money to spend, if we have a stack team and you want to add them and you have a great budget, fine. In our situation, no. That's not what you do. Same for Castagna, and name those players. So let's see. It's excuse me again. It should be a big week for moving on players, but probably one of the players we don't want to move on, or people want to move on, but they don't want what we are getting in return, and that's Vlahovic. But let's see how that will go. That's it for today. Like, subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow with a live, maybe with an update we can actually discuss. And if you want to join the members club, you can still do that. Link for that in the description. Discord link also in the description. If you join, reach out to me on Discord. I will add you to the members section of the Discord where you can get access to the prediction league and you can win stuff that's ongoing. Wallpapers, giveaways, all that stuff. You can come on and have your say as well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening for me.